So one time I was driving my car, coming back from a party, and I had a couple of drinks, and I got pulled over by a cop. I was like, oh, what am I gonna do now? So got pulled over, and I asked him, yeah, what seems to be the problem? So the cop said, I saw that you weren't really staying in the lines on the highway. Not you kind of like hit it a couple of times, and I was like, oh, okay. It's kind of dark out and stuff. And so he turns around, he tells me, the real reason why I pulled you over was because the light at your license plate was kind of dim. I was like, was it out? He was like, no, it was just kind of dim. That's when I paid attention to you a little bit more, and that's when I saw that, you weren't staying within the lines. It's like, okay. Yeah, have you had anything to drink? I was like, I had like 2 beers, like maybe 6 hours ago or something like that. So he was like, oh, okay, so I'm just gonna administer a couple sobriety tests. I was like, okay, would you please step out of the car? So I was like, okay, all right, I'll step out of the car. So I stepped out, and he had a whole list of like things to do, for the sobriety test. He asked me to recite the alphabet, starting from P. Okay, I did that. And then he told me to count from 13 to 60. So I did that. He got a little bit frustrated and stuff, so he made the test a little bit harder. He told me to do the alphabet backwards, starting from X. So I did that. Now he's getting a little, and so he asked me to do like backflips with my eyes closed, and I did 12 or 13 of them, and so that's when he decided, well, we're gonna need a breathalyzer test. I was like, no, what? So he was like, okay, so we're just gonna do a breathalyzer test, and once you pass the breathalyzer, I can let you go. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, all right. So he gives me the breathalyzer, and he tells me, wait for it, I gotta turn it on. So he turns it on, wait for the beep, and you're gonna blow into the breathalyzer. I was like, okay. So he was like, take a deep breath. So I was like, and then when there was a beep, I took the breathalyzer, and I had no choice. So I was blowing into it, kind of. When I put the breathalyzer in, I was blowing into it. I was like, so he's like, are you blowing into it? I was like, yeah. You told me to blow into it, so I blew into it. He was like, okay, one more time. So I was like, oh. All right, okay. So he goes, okay, wait for it. I'm turn on, wait for the beep. So he's like, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, for instance. So I was like, I'm taking a deep breath. And then I hear the beep, and he goes, okay, do it. So I'm like, he was like, dude. I was like, what? You have a breathing problem? It's like, no. Why would I have a breathing problem? He goes, it doesn't even register onto the breathalyzer. I was like, maybe because I'm not drunk. He said, maybe because you're not blown into it. So he was like, get out of here. I'm like, fine. So, I jump into my car. He's still behind me, waiting for me to go first. And so, I opened my window, and then I put my head out the window. I looked back at him. He was like, what? So as I'm driving off, I said, I got something to tell you. He goes, what? I was like,